there for you, so you know.
What's up, people? Welcome back to Bulldozer TV. It's the last weekend before the ever-boring international break, and we've got all the Premier League preview for you. With me is my fantastic co-host, Adam. Let's jump straight into it. This weekend we've got two big Premier League games. Tottenham Hotspurs against United and then City against Liverpool. So we are starting with Spurs against United. For the past four games against both teams, Tottenham have come out on top. They just beat United just as if they were their kids. So looking at tomorrow's game, what do you think is going to be the key battles? And who do you think is going to come up on top?
Oh, well, till date, I have still not recovered from the Europa League loss because, this was a season, even though it was a very bad season for both teams. To think that Tottenham beat us in every game last season and still finished lower than us, I couldn't take it. But going into this game, I think the momentum is on Manchester United's side. We are coming back from a weekend where we should have won the game, by the way, but credit to Nottingham Forest, they did well to at least give it a very tough competition. And Tottenham have also done well in midweek. Their win in midweek also gives them a boost coming into the weekend's game. But it's the early kickoff, and the early kickoff, anything can happen. But I'm still backing Manchester United to get us home and dry. I am calling a 2-1 or at worst 3-1 victory for Manchester United. We'll be too strong, and we just won Manager of the Month, Player of the Month. Will be too strong for Tottenham. The key battles would be the middle. I foresee a very tough battle, and most importantly, the role of Kudus. Now, if anything is to work for Tottenham, Kudus has to have a very good game. If you watch him in the game against Chelsea, Cucurella did a very good job. Cucurella did a very, 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 very good job. So maybe Amorim can use the Cucurella blueprint in dealing with Kudus, but the onus is also on Mohamed to also try and play. Sometimes his problem is that he likes to be a bit individualistic, which does not help the team in general. But if he decides to be more of a team player, I think they would be a better opposition.
Yeah, and looking at it, Tottenham have not really had a good game at home this season. They only beat Burnley by 3-0, which was the first game of the season. They lost to Chelsea at home. They lost to Aston Villa at home. They lost to Bournemouth at home, and then they drew with the abysmal Wolverhampton. Yeah, it's quite a game that I'm going to watch. It's an early kickoff game. Which, here is 5:30 a.m. here. Looking at it, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a good game. I think United is in form currently. In their 3 out of their last 4 games, drawing against
Nottingham Forest, yeah.
With just a 3 minutes of nightmare, they just switched off and Nottingham Forest came.
And that shows the quality of the Premier League. You should keep your focus 100 every time, because the slightest moment you turn off, it can be gone.
Yeah, and looking at their previous game against Chelsea, they had 0.05 XG, which is the lowest in the Premier League. Even Wolverhampton has a higher XG in games compared to what Tottenham had. Yeah, but based on it, I'm thinking after having those abysmal displays at home, I think Tottenham will want to prove a point, and United will also want to keep on with their winning streak and their good form before the international break, because you don't want to go into the game, you don't want to go into the international break with a loss. That will have undone all the good things you've done in the previous weeks.
And the media, anything that has to do with a big team, they would exaggerate and hammer on it for the next, it will be very unbearable.
Yeah, and Tottenham will be like, okay, we need to prove a point. We need to show United we are still the Tottenham that can still beat them. Maybe we can still beat you like the way they beat you 4 times in a row last season.
No, but that nonsense will end.
Yeah, but and you guys played the most boring football ever in the finals, like the El Clasico. Hopefully tomorrow will be El Clasico. Yeah.
Till date, my issue with Amorim in that final was the fact that, even Ange, who is a manager who says he always wants to play attacking, in that final, when there was a trophy at stake, he modified his game plan
He did.
because there was a trophy at stake. So how could you not modify your game plan because there was a trophy at stake? But I think this game will be there.
So you are going for United.
Yes. In the
2-1.
worst case, 2-1. My best case scenario is a 3-1 win.
Okay, I'm still going for a draw. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw because I think both teams have something to lose and something to gain. So I think I don't think Tottenham will beat United this time around. Because the last time you won at the Tottenham Stadium was 2020-2021 season. So I'm going for a draw.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Now we go for the biggest game of the week, which is City against Liverpool. We saw Liverpool beating City in their last 2 Premier League games by 2-0, both home and away last season. And this season, we know Liverpool has not been on top form, but actually their last 2 games they did were they beat Aston Villa and then they beat Real Madrid. But then they are facing a City side that is also on top form, a City side that is scoring goals, Van Haaland, and now midweek, you saw Foden chipping in, you saw Rancheki chipping in, and other players also chipping in with the goals. So looking at it, what do you think is going to be the key battles? And do you think, can Liverpool make it 3 wins in a row, or can City make it 2 wins in a row after their abysmal display against Aston Villa in their last couple of games in the Premier League?
Well, what can happen in this game? You see, I think City are meeting Liverpool at the wrong time. Not because they are a bad side, but you see, when Liverpool went on a losing streak, and that would have been the best time to have played them and gotten your points. Right now, they are coming back off a very good win from last weekend and an even more important victory in midweek. So they are trying to now turn the corner. Okay, and now that they are turning the corner, one of the statement win that Liverpool would want, okay, is a victory or a very good result. Liverpool would definitely want a very good result against City. City's problem now is a good problem and a bad problem. Good problem in the sense that their striker is firing. He is firing on all cylinders. But it becomes a bad problem if he is marked out of a game, or if the opposition do a good work in blocking the channels, the passing channels to him. We know Haaland is not the type who would want to pick the ball from deep, build that play. No, he wants to be at the end of the move and finish. So if you have a team that now decides to go ahead and now try and block the passing channels, you may have a problem. But you also have an informed Haaland who can make chances happen out of nothing. So the problem now with Liverpool would have to be the best way of silencing Haaland, because Man City is not showing to be a team that has goals across the side. Haaland is the one who is scoring about 90 to 95% of their goals this season. In fact, in the Premier League, after 10 games, he has 13 goals. And the next person who has any form of goal in the Premier League is just 1 goal. So what it means is that without Haaland, they are not a formidable unit. But that is why you also need to have a very good centre forward. Because if the team plays around the centre forward and he is that good, he gets you the result. Clean sheets are expected from defenses and goalkeepers. So we expect goals from strikers. So on that score, he is delivering. We won't judge him with even assists or we will judge him based on goals. And at the moment, he's delivering. Win in midweek over Madrid is going to be is going to give them a good boost. So, early, I think this game will be a draw. I think it will be a draw. But if any team would make it, it might be City, just because they would be more formidable than Liverpool. Realistically, I'll call a draw.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a draw game. And also, I think if anybody is going to win, I think City is going to win, because I don't think Liverpool... and Liverpool is still, although they've won their last 2 games, they still have those defensive lapses, and it seems like they've reverted back to the squad they already know, starting with the midfield 3 of Gravenberch, McAllister, and then Szoboszlai. But I still think, I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm also going in for a draw. So now, Chelsea Wolverhampton. What is your prediction for the game?
Chelsea win. Let's not waste anybody's time. Chelsea win.
Okay.
I don't think Wolves will be I think they'll be relegated this season. I think they'll be relegated this season.
I'm also going for Chelsea win because it's also a
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge and they want to do something before they go, before the international break. Sunderland against Arsenal. Who are you tipping?
As I keep saying, for objectivity's sake, it's Arsenal, no doubt about it. But I am expecting Sunderland to pull a surprise. I am expecting Sunderland to pull a surprise. That match might be a draw. It might be a draw.
You're going for a draw. Yeah, I'm going for an Arsenal win by 2-1. I think Sunderland is going to score, so I think 2-1. Everton, Fulham. Everton is playing at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, so they're playing home. Who do you think is going to?
It will be a scoring game, but I think Everton will edge it slightly. They are, I think, the better side going into this fixture. So I think Everton will do a good job.
Fulham won their last game against Wolverhampton. They won by 3 goals to
0. Winning against Wolves should not be a standard. Wolves this season have been very, very, very pathetic. They have been very bad. So come on.
Okay, I'm going for a draw. You are going for an Everton win. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for an Everton victory.
West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham won their last game against Newcastle. And Burnley is they are not really a good team, honestly. So I'm going for West Ham win. What is your take?
One thing about West Ham is if Burnley scores first, they'll have a problem. They have not been a very good side this season. And their victory even against Newcastle was shocking because many people, Newcastle have been very, very, very bad travelers. Their away form has been horrific. But many people did not expect West Ham to blow past Newcastle that easily. Personally, this game I think can be a surprise. It can be a surprise victory for Burnley because if West Ham score first, they will win the game. But if West Ham do not score first, I think Burnley will carry the day.
So what's your final prediction?
Well, I think Burnley. I would edge either a draw or a win for Burnley.
Okay, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. That's a good game to watch.
A very good game. I think that in as much there are very tough fixtures in the Premier League, but the game to watch for the neutrals and for real football would be the Aston Villa Bournemouth game. I would say Bournemouth to win it. Aston Villa, no, they won't. They are formidable, but I think Bournemouth would be better than them on the day.
Yeah, I'm also going for a Bournemouth win against Aston Villa. So Brentford, Newcastle United.
I think
Newcastle has been very poor on the road. Yeah, this season they've not really had a good away game. So I'm going in for a Brentford home win. Yeah, Brentford are very strong at home. They drew with Chelsea. They beat Liverpool at home. They beat Manchester United also at home. So I'm going for a Brentford win at home.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So Crystal Palace, Brighton.
It can be a draw. I think that game will be a draw. If anybody should win, I'll tip Crystal Palace, but I think it's a draw.
I'm tipping Crystal Palace to win this game.
Oh yeah, Crystal Palace. If anything, to win Palace, but a draw.
The last and final game, Forest against Leeds at
Forest. The City ground.
Okay, yeah. I'm also tipping Forest. I think Sondai could get his first Premier League win since becoming the Forest. And that's it for the weekend. A massive thank you to each and every one of you for watching Bulldozer TV. You are the reason we do this. Smash that like button if you enjoy the show. Subscribe so you never miss a kick. And ring the bell to be notified every time we shoot a new video. The drama never stops. So we will be back with all the reactions to the weekend games. Until then, stay loud, stay proud, and as always, come on, you Bulldozers. Cheers.